Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will be talking about everything you will be able to do in World of Warcraft during this week, and in particular I will try to remind you of a few important things you need to do before the weekly reset and a few important things you should consider to do after the weekly reset of this week. So the first important thing that I want to talk about are of course the different visions, and here in particular I want to talk about some of the rewards that you will need to obtain through both the vision of Stormwind and the vision of Orgrimmar. So just as a quick reminder, every week it will be one or the other, so usually it starts with Stormwind, then the week after it's Orgrimmar, then after that it's Stormwind, then Orgrimmar again, etc, etc. And so basically it means that you will need to wait each time 1 week in order to have access to the other version of the visions. And so on Wednesday, you will finally have access to the Orgrimmar version of the visions. And so that's why you need to make sure to have completed everything you can from the Stormwind version before the weekly reset. So like that, you will be able to continue the progress on some of the different mounts with the weekly reset and with the Orgrimmar version of visions. So of course, one important thing for you to remember is the fact that this is not something that is going away, so there's no rush. It's not like you're gonna miss out and then it's too late, you won't be able to get these different mounts. It's just if you really want to get them as soon as possible, then I would recommend you to make sure to have everything with you for Wednesday. So first we have the Voidfire Deathcycle. This is a mount that you will be able to get next week with the vision of Orgrimmar. But the start point for this mount is in the vision of Stormwind, and you also need to get the few first materials from the vision of Stormwind, so make sure to pick them up before Wednesday. Here I'm not really gonna go into details because I made a full guide on these that I will share in the description, but basically you need to first unlock this Voidfire Deathcycle, and then after that you will need to get the following materials from the vision of Stormwind. So here, looted at the entrance of the auction house in the trade district area, you will be able to get the magic line manifold. Then when completing the old town part of the vision of Stormwind with at least one mask on, normally at the end, after defeating Valera, you will be able to receive the Twisted Skull sight handlebars. Then when completing the Mage Quarter, again with at least one mask on, you will be able to receive the depleted Void Crystal. And finally, after that, for the wheels, you will need to complete the Dwarven District and also the Trade District, again with one mask on, in order to get the Void Flame Resistant Hide and the Tentacle Spoke. And then with the Vision of Orgrimmar, you will be able to complete the rest of these materials and finally get your hands on the mount. This is something that is honestly very easy to do, but you just want to make sure to have everything with you. From the current vision, you also want to get the following mounts if you haven't done so yet. So you have the Void Forge Stallion and the Void Scared Griffin. Again, these mounts are not going away. You will be able to start farming them again 1 week after the weekly reset, so that's completely fine. But if you want them right away, just make sure to get your hands on them. Again, I will share a link to a guide in the description. And then finally, for this one right here, the Void Crystal Panther, from the vision of Stormwind, you will just need one thing, and this is this material right here, the Unusual Gems. Normally, you should be able to get it after completing the Old Town part of the vision of Stormwind with at least one mask on. And then for all the rest, including the pattern, you will be able to get all of that through the vision of Orgrimmar, so that's not a problem for next week. Now, with the vision of Orgrimmar, you will also be able to get the following mounts. So you have first the Void Scared Wind Rider. Again, here I will post a guide tomorrow explaining exactly how you can get this mount. And as you will see, it's actually very simple. Again, this mount will only be available in the vision of Orgrimmar. And then you will also have the Void Scared Pack Mover. And here again, this is a mount that will literally take you maybe only a few minutes in order to get. So very easy mounts overall to get. You will also be able to start working on the Nyloten Shadow Worm, which will require you to complete each of the vision with 8 masks active. And the reason why is because normally now with the vision of Orgrimmar, you will be able to unlock the remaining masks and have in total 8 of them. So again, I would recommend you to try and unlock all the masks from the vision of Stormwind before Wednesday. So like that, you will have 8 of them and then you can really start doing the hard content as soon as the vision of Orgrimmar is available. So next to the visions, this week the main event will be the World Quest bonus event. So it means that here all the different World Quests will reward you with more reputation. So this is pretty good, especially for the latest reputations from Undermine and also from the War Within. And here it's important to note that on Sunday they will have the start of the Darkmoon Faire, and so it means that you can get an additional 10% on top of that. And so I would really recommend you to get this buff and then do the little world quest Sunday, Monday, Tuesday in order like that to get a lot of reputation pretty easily. Other than that, there's nothing too crazy happening this week. Of course, remember you will be able to get another dinar by completing the Turbo Boost quest. So normally like that you will have in total 5. So next week it means that you will be able to get another one and hopefully buy another item. So just something for you to also keep in mind. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it for this week. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime I wish you all a great day. Bye!